Julie, and this is Plants to the Rescue. I have not been on here in a little while. So sorry about that. I completely apologize to you. But the truth is, I just wasn't feeling it. I've had a lot going on in my personal life over the past couple of weeks, some health stuff going on with my parents, and I really had, I've had to put my energy where I've had to put my energy. And unfortunately, it wasn't on Plants to the Rescue on YouTube. But I'm here now, and I'm checking in with you and letting you know how it's all been going. And again, I will try to start this up and be a little bit more regular. I'm also going to try to keep my videos a little bit shorter for me and shorter for you. Just bite-sized videos, just to update how it's going and what's going on in my whole food plant-based journey. So I entitled this one Holiday Hit or Miss, and I did give it a thumbs down. For a lot of people, it's very subjective of what you think is a hit or a miss. And for me, it still was a miss. Now, was it a hit compared to what I've done for my entire life? Oh my goodness, it was totally a hit compared to where I was even 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And really a hit compared to what I did 10, 20 years ago. So like I said, it's subjective. But for where I am and where I want to be, I'm calling this one a miss. Now, yes, did we eat whole food plant-based? 100%. And it was 100% oil-free. It was still whole food plant-based. I made a wonderful raw vegan tiramisu and a raw vegan carrot cake. Both were completely sugar-free, completely oil-free. They were delicious, absolutely delicious. And I think if I had kept things to that, my birthday was the carrot cake, and then 3 days later was our Christmas thing, and that was the tiramisu. Actually, my birthday's 3 days before Christmas, but they were celebrated back to back. They were a hit, and they were delicious. And had I kept it just to those things, for the extra things, then I think it would have been completely a hit. But I was competing with non-vegans. Nobody else in my extended family are vegans, and they were making all kinds of things. Especially my wonderful mother went crazy, and she made so many treats, none that I ate. And so in that aspect, it's a hit. So a lot of even this miss truly was a hit. I did not indulge in anything, that wasn't vegan. And I didn't indulge in, like the sugary, oily, anything that I could have indulged in. So in those aspects, it's a hit. Why it was a miss for me is I still don't know how to scale back the holidays. And like I said, the tiramisu and the carrot cake, that would have been really sufficient. And for a lot of you probably watching this, maybe one of those things would, but hey, I want a carrot cake for my birthday. What didn't need to happen was the vegan chocolate whole food plant-based chocolate bark that I made, and the chocolate covered dates that I made. Was there anything else? Oh, and I made a cookie that my husband really, really loved. And honestly, I'd probably keep the one cookie for next year. It was from Monkey and Me Adventures, and it was the turtle cookie. And it had no sugar in it. It had no refined sugar in it. And it was oil-free. It was delicious. It was really delicious. But we ate too much. We definitely ate too much. So I'm fessing up. I'm letting you know that for me, it was still a mess. I did weigh myself before I went, and I weighed myself like 3 days after I got back from my holiday celebration with my family. And I was up 5 pounds on the scale. So full disclosure, full transparency, up 5 pounds on the scale. And honestly, it's been a few days, and I had a very, very, very compliant, very scaled back New Year's Eve celebration. And I went right back on January 1st, yesterday, eating my regular food, although New Year's Eve was my regular food pretty much as well. A little more decadent. I made a charcuterie board, and there was cashew cheese. But other than that, it was my normal food. So I would say that I probably have even 2 or 3 pounds of that 5 off that I had gained. And I made sure to wait a couple days to make sure it was an actual true real gain. And it was. And I felt it in my body. I felt it in my stomach. I felt it in my clothes. So it was real. It didn't need to happen. But do I have any regrets? I don't really have any regrets. I don't have time to have regret in my life. I just turned 53 years old. I've lost over 180 pounds on a whole food plant-based diet, and there's just not a lot of room anymore in my life for regret. Things happen to teach me. Things happen to mold me and move me on this journey. Things happen, and I take my experiences and I share them with other people. So maybe they won't make the same mistakes, or maybe they'll feel compassion toward themselves and know that, not all of us have it all figured out. That's the other thing I wanted to say about my YouTube channel and my Facebook group as a whole. It is not for people that necessarily feel like they have everything already figured out. It is not for people that are like, I've conquered my food addiction and I don't have a food addiction anymore. It really is more primarily aimed toward people that this is a journey, this is a lifestyle, this is not a diet, and they haven't figured everything out, that they still identify very strongly as being a food addict. I am a food addict in recovery, and I can tell you 100%, I have had things come up in my whole food plant-based journey, major sicknesses with family members, a couple really major surgeries for myself, marriage stuff, just family stuff that has come up that has derailed me time and time again. And I've dusted myself and picked myself back up and kept moving forward. And I have the words moving forward tattooed on my back because that phrase is so important to me about moving forward. Don't get stuck in the weeds, and don't get stuck in that place where you're full of regret and full of remorse for what you perceive that you've done wrong. I enjoyed my holidays 100%. Yes, I overate. Yes, I didn't feel great about it. And honestly, I suffered consequences in my body that were natural consequences. My digestive system was a mess for a couple of days. And I don't feel as good in my body as I was feeling before the holidays. Those are natural consequences. I take those as learning tools and as road signs of which way to go, and to dust myself back off and get up on the path and continue on. Make tweaks when necessary. Right now I'm upping my veggies, I'm upping my greens, I'm upping my water consumption. I am being very, very mindful of keeping things like super low fat, which is going to happen naturally if you're upping your vegetables anyways. And I'm paying attention. Am I eating enough legumes and getting enough plant protein into my body? We don't need what is out there recommended by the general population, but I do want to make sure that I'm getting enough in my body because I do work out daily. And so just paying attention, tweaking things here and there, giving myself grace and forgiveness, but also self-awareness and not, trusting my own BS and saying, okay, let's move forward. And how can we do that? I do have one other suggestion to you, and it's one that I've really come to realize this probably the past couple of weeks, and it's been coming to me more and more, and I've been thinking about it upon the new year. And it might be for you, it might be for somebody out there, and it might not be for anybody out there, but for myself. And like I said, I use this as a video journal for myself to look back on through the years in case I do get off track or I need the reminders. I sometimes get lost in overconsumption of even the plant-based world. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I have to find for myself a very fine line of how many people I follow on social media, how many groups I join on social media, and how many groups I participate in social media. There are wonderful groups out there. Really, thousands. There are wonderful YouTube channels out there and Instagram pages or whatever the hell you want to call that. There are wonderful, so many good ones. There are wonderful doctors, so many wonderful whole food plant-based doctors. But you can get caught up, or at least I can get caught up in immersing myself almost too much and watching things and taking in information more than actually living the lifestyle. I don't know if that's going to resonate with anybody out there, but tell me what you think of this scenario. Somebody watching videos and YouTube lives all day long from the plant-based doctors as they like kind of nibble on food all day long. They're thinking about food all day long. They're thinking about losing weight all the time. And they're literally, every time there's a notification bell on that YouTube, they're watching the next video that pops up. And this is what they're doing day in and day out. And then there's this other person that's like, I've really honed in on Essie's my doctor, or McDougall's my doctor, or maybe even two of them. I've really honed in on this group that I found on Facebook really, really speaks to me and is super supportive and encouraging, not so much bashing and all the stuff. So I found this really, really great group, and I'm going to immerse myself in this group. And now I'm going to interact a little bit with the group, watch one or two videos, and now I'm going to go on a hike. Now I'm going to go on a bike ride. Now I'm going to go on a walk. Now I'm going to plan my meals out for the week and do some food prep and get busy living life. Because why do this? Why do this at all if we're not out there living this abundant life that we have found? So just something that I've been really mulling over for the past couple of weeks for myself. I don't want to dissuade anyone from not being in my group or following my channel, but I really want, even if you do, like if my channel's not for you, honestly, unsubscribe, get out of here. Find what works for you, because I really want to be a help to people and not a hindrance. So find what works for you and really cling closely to it. But don't forget to live life. Don't forget to get out there and enjoy the abundance and health that this lifestyle has given you. And if you kind of didn't make a complete hit out of your holidays and you didn't eat 100% the way that you intended to or wanted to, dust yourself off, get back up, let's go again. That's where I'm at. Come with me on my journey. Let's go again. Make sure to prep a whole bunch of veggies and stuff, make a big Instapot of soup, and let's just do this thing. 2024, it's just another day on the calendar. We make a big, big deal out of it all the time. It's a new year. It's going to be a new me. No, it's still you. It's still you. It's still you that was December. December you is still right here in January 2024. Just do the best you can with you that you are, And there's no magic to it. The magic is inside of us. There's no magic because the calendar flipped a date. The magic is inside of you. Find your like-minded people, dust yourself off. Maybe the next holiday I won't make quite so much food, and maybe I'll gain 1 pound instead of 5, or maybe I'll lose a pound instead of any gain at all. We shall see. I just wish you all the best, and I'll let you know next week or the week after how I'm doing, how my year is going. If you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to have me talk about on a video, I've talked about loose skin, I've talked about food addiction, I've talked about weight loss, I've talked about falling off the wagon, getting back on. Anything that you would like to know about, I can talk about hypothyroidism because I have that, postmenopause, whatever you're interested in me talking about. And hubby said he'll be back on here in about a month with me to do just a recap of how he's doing. I wish you peace and love, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, but find your peeps. It's super important. Have a great day.